how's it going? It's Sophia here from Zen Guidance. I hope all is well with you today, and thank you for clicking on this pick a card. In this psychic reading, we're going to be looking at whether the connection, the one that's on your mind, is truly over, or whether there will be a second chance for the two of you. So all you need to do is choose one of these three piles. They're numbered for you today to make it nice and simple. But feel free to pause the video here if you need some time to make your choice. Just remember to use your gut instinct and your intuition to lead you to the pile for you. And once you've made your choice, you can go to the description box below where you'll find the corresponding timestamps to your chosen pile. You'll also find a link to my website, so if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, that's where you'll find all the information. Okay, so let's get on into your reading. Click the timestamp and I'll see you there. Okay, group number 1. Let's take a look at whether this relationship, this connection is truly over or whether there will be a second turn. Okay. So let's take a look. Is this relationship over or will there be a second turn? Okay, so we've got baby steps, inner earth, portal, fall into my arms. Okay. I'm already getting a very, very strong sense here that there is a reconciliation on the horizon. Okay, because I feel like there is a door, there is a portal about to open for the two of you. Now, it may be that there needed to be some space and time before you could come together. But it feels like something about this connection has been moving incredibly slowly. Like it feels like trying to tread water. Maybe it's even been stuck in the same place for a long time. And it feels like I feel very drained, actually. It feels very tiring. Like if you're treading water for such a long time, eventually you're going to tire and start to wear out. And I feel like that's where this connection has gotten to, okay, where it's really make or break, okay, because it feels too tiring to almost, well, in one sense to keep going, but then in another sense to give up, because it feels like you've had a lot of patience here with this person. Maybe you've needed to have a lot of patience with this person or with this connection because it feels like there's been obstacles that you've had to climb. Like it feels like it's an uphill battle. But I'm also seeing like something to do with mirroring here or mirrors. Like maybe you see each other as like your mirror images. Maybe you look very similar or you have a very similar way of talking or very similar interests. Something that bonds you, that makes you feel like twins in a sense. But I just feel like the opening is there. But I almost feel like you are tentative to go through it. And hold on, I really need to take a deep breath here. I don't know whether you're feeling nervous right now, whether you're feeling, a sense of worry. There's so much anxiety coming through where I feel like I just need to calm down because I feel like I'm picking it up. Now take a deep breath if you are feeling that way. It's been very difficult, and I feel like you are afraid. I feel like you've actually got a deep-seated fear of moving this forwards, even though you want to, because you're here watching this reading. So whether you want to or you have an interest, there's a part of you that can't look away. But then it's like, if you continue to look, you feel like you're going to get burned. Like Medusa, like you're looking at Medusa, and if you look, you're going to get turned to stone, but then at the same time you feel hypnotized, like you can't look away. So there's definitely a lot of push-pull here. But let's read the actual messages that are on the cards as well. So we've got baby steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. And then you'll survive this, new solutions and beginnings. Doors are opening, you decide, rewards, and wild card. And then surrender, holding the opposites extremes of life. And, you know, there are two people that are very closely entwined or entwined, what's the word? But very close together, like in this body of water. This is where I feel like there is the opportunity, but it may be that it needs to come from you. That could also be why it's saying the door is open, but you need to decide. So maybe you were the last person to communicate in this connection, or maybe you're in this tentative place where you're not sure whether you can move through. Maybe there's even two different people you're trying to choose between, because it feels like there are different paths in front of you, and I feel like you are trying to assess whether this person is worth your time and energy to walk towards, or whether you should go in a different direction. Okay, let's get some more information. Is this relationship over? Is this connection, has it really come to an end, or is there going to be a second chance for a new beginning? Message in a bottle. Loyal heart. Wow. Between worlds. Yin. I really do feel that there is going to be a second chance here, but I feel like this is very much going to come down to you and whether you actually want to take this second chance. So I feel like I'm just seeing who I feel like is going to message. Somebody's going to message. Okay, if you are not in communication right now, that is going to be broken, the no contact. I do feel that there is definitely more communication to come. But as for whether who's going to be the one to reach out, I will find out. And whether you will actually get back together, that's another thing. But I feel like there is another chance here. And I feel like you both feel the same way about each other. Like you both can't stop being focused on each other, but you also don't feel like you can be together. It's very, very confusing. You must feel quite confused, I'm sure. Because then like we've got the between worlds. So it's being stuck between, two different places, two different people, two different lives. Like this may be you're trying to picture your life with this person and without this person, but you just don't know which direction to go in. But then we've got the yin, which is feminine energy. Let me just see who is going to reach out. Okay, will you reach out to this person? Will you be the next the one to reach out? Is it your turn? Okay, are you going to be the one to reach out to this person? Okay. Are you going to be the one to reach out to this person? Knight of Swords, Seven of Swords, Two of Cups. Okay, well, let me just ask, will they be the one to reach out to you? Will they be the one to reach out to you? Okay. Interesting. So what I feel is going to happen, I feel like you are going to do something. Like you're going to trigger them, this person, to reach out to you. Because I feel like this is them coming through with the action, Knight of Wands, the fire, and pushing on forwards, but also being quite calculated. Like I feel like this person is somebody that they think about every move they make. Okay, of course they may have moments of spontaneity or impulsiveness, but I feel like at the moment, when it comes to you and the connection, they are strategizing, okay? And even when you are, whether you're talking, whether you're not talking, they're always strategizing. And I don't feel like they are as upfront with how they really feel or what they really think. But I feel like you will know in the sense of how they are acting towards you, because this is passionate, active energy. This is them, but then feeling burdened here with the Ten of Wands. Like they feel something's weighing very heavily on them at the moment. And this might be why they're having to strategize, in a sense. But I feel like over here for you, like even though this Knight of Swords can represent communication. So for some of you, you could reach out and communicate to this person if you've been feeling inspired to, if you've been feeling triggered to, if you feel like it is your turn to reach out. So it may be you, okay? I do feel like this is a mixed bag for you, group one. It's not set in stone. But I feel like one of you is going to do it one way or the other, okay? And that actually makes more sense now, I see here with this baby steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense, which is when we follow our intuition, we're not actually thinking logically, we're just moving, we're just in that moment. So again, that's not strategizing, that's just, okay, in that moment, I feel like doing this, making this step. And it doesn't even have to be directly towards this person. You could, for instance, I don't know, you could post something online, or you could meet up with like a mutual friend of theirs or something that gets a message back to them or triggers them in some way to then approach you. But again, it might not be that you've done that intentionally, but just as a byproduct of you following your intuition. Because again, your intuition isn't always going to make sense. That's the thing. It's not going to make sense in the moment. You don't see necessarily each moment that we're in where we're headed, and that's the point. We just have to follow it and have faith that we're going to align in the best place, and obviously do our best to follow it. But I just feel like, again, now I feel breathless again. What's going on? Hold on. I feel like you both feel the same way about each other. It's crazy. Almost feels crazy that you're not together. Okay, there must be some big obstacle in the way, because it almost feels like you are the yin to their yang and vice versa. There is such a strong compatibility between the two of you. But I feel like neither of you are really focused thinking on the reality of it. There's a lot about fantasy and wish fulfillment, and a lot of watching, a lot of lurking, but no, not as much action, okay? But I do feel that is going to change moving forwards. I feel like there's definitely going to be more communication. There's going to be messages exchanged between the two of you, okay? But we need to see whether you are actually going to come back together, or whether this is fully it, whether this is truly over. Again, we have another door. What are all these doors about here? Again, like a portal into something new. And this is the door being open here. And that's, all of the doors are open. Like, the opportunity is there. It really is. So I do feel there is a second chance. I do. Now, obviously you both have free will. So it's whether you both choose to go walk through it, or whether you just stand on the outside of it looking out and wondering. But I just feel like it's like a stalemate. One of you has to back down. Like, I feel like there's a lot of stubbornness here. Like, you both really want to be together, and that is so clear, but you are both also very guarded. Now, this may be due to past pain, okay, or again, due to the obstacles in the way. But it's like you both see each other as, there's something healing as well about this connection, I feel. Like, you may feel like you heal each other in some way by being close. And when you're apart, it feels like a big gaping hole. And I just get the sense of being lost or being directionless in some way. Now, that may be for you, that may be for them, that may be for both of you. But then look, we've got the fifth chakra reversed. So it's the throat, woman holding a heart reversed. So yeah, there really are communication issues. Okay, I feel like that's probably the biggest block here between you, even if there are other external blocks, physical blocks in the way. I feel like it's your ability to communicate effectively with one another that is a real problem. And I do feel like that again stems from the fact that you're both afraid, you're both fearful or avoidant of getting too deep with one another. But it's almost like you are already deep into this. You both feel emotionally and mentally deep into this. But there is still this fear of, going any further, getting any deeper. I mean, the divine feminine here, now this could be you, could be them, depends obviously who's watching this. But this divine feminine is reversed. So a lack of emotion. But again, I don't feel like there's a lack of emotional feeling, but there's a lack of emotional expression. And this may be that one of you isn't able to communicate their emotion, and then that causes the other one to shut down and not feel like they can express it. Even though it's clear to see that it's there, you both have it. It's like you both feel that for each other, but there is a block in being able to speak up about it. Okay. Okay. Will you get back together? Will you get back together? Will you make it work? Will you get back together? The Hanged Man. This really is stuck. One of you really does have to break and come forwards. And I feel like it can't just be superficial chit chat. I mean, maybe that's how it begins, but I feel like in order for you two to actually be together, there needs to be emotional openness. Okay, on both sides, but somebody has to break first. Somebody has to say, look, I care about you, or I missed you, or I love you, or like I can't see my life without you, whatever that may be. Now we have the 10 of Coins here. King of Coins reversed. 3 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. This really could be a third party situation. But like I said, there's definitely outside interferences. But here, I do feel there is a possibility, okay? 10 of Pentacles can represent marriage. It can represent a long-term relationship, living together, having children, making a lot of money together, having stability. Okay, so the fact that that's come through is a very strong significator that there is a chance, okay, that you could make this work together. But I think that is the key, though. Can you work together? Because look, we've got King of Coins reversed, woman holding a heart reversed. The two counterparts not being cooperative. And it feels like the feminine not being emotionally cooperative and the masculine not being physically cooperative. And again, that may also switch, okay? But it's like a snowball effect, isn't it? Because it may be one person isn't emotionally open and that causes the other person to physically withdraw. Okay. So I feel like, I do feel for you, Group 1, there is definitely a chance if you want this to happen, if you want to be together, you could, but obviously it has to be on both sides. You both have to be willing to work on this, and it's going to take work, okay? This isn't, I would say, an easy breezy type of relationship, even though it may feel like effortless in terms of how you feel about one another. But in terms of tangibly making this relationship work in the real world, in real life, in the physical world, there needs to be a lot of cooperation, a lot of compromise, possibly sacrifice on either side, both sides. But ultimately a willingness to want to work on it together, because ultimately you want to be together and you're willing to do anything it takes to make that happen. And if you're both on that same page and you're both willing to do it, I feel like it could work. But it's not through lack of wanting it. You both want the same thing, okay? You both want this connection. You both are, but you're both not willing to actually cooperate with each other at the moment. And this is why it's so difficult. So again, one of you has to break. One of you has to break, and one of you will break, okay? One of you is going to communicate. But again, just because someone reaches out and communicates doesn't mean it's all going to be fixed. It's then how the communication is going to flow after that. What can be expressed, okay? And it's difficult because you may have been somebody that's already opened up to this person before. Maybe you've been emotional with them and then they shut you down. So then you withdrew because you didn't want to put forth any more of your energy or emotion because you weren't sure if it was reciprocated. Even though you may feel this way, everybody's different. Some people need, in terms of love languages, needs words of affirmation. Some people need to hear, hey, look, I love you, I miss you, I care about you. Or just to be informed about what's going on. Sometimes like distance or separation isn't always so terrible if both parties have clarity about it. Like if you have a break, if one person doesn't let the other person know that there's a break, then that can cause the person in the dark to feel in the dark, to feel confused and to not feel respected. Whereas if the other person informed them that they were taking a break or needed some space, it may have gone down easier. You know, sometimes it's just informing people what it is that you're doing or what it is that you want. Even if it may not make that person happy, at least you're filling them in and not leaving them in the dark. Okay, so, all of these things I feel like that are happening, I feel like there's a lot about miscommunication between the two of you. Okay, and again, a lot about a withdrawing and not being as forthcoming with being open about communication. But I don't feel this is anything to do with how you actually feel about each other. The feelings are strong, but it's almost like the feelings are so intense for each other that you may even feel like you have to like swing the pendulum the total opposite way in order to feel more balanced. Because if you feel like, say, with the pendulum, you're all the way over here in terms of, oh my God, I love you, I'm obsessed with you, I want you. But then for whatever reason, it can't happen. So in order to find balance, swinging it all the way back over here, oh, I hate you. Or although they say love and hate is one and the same, really, I guess it's more so indifference, you could say. But, you know, trying to get to a point of, just ignorance or ignoring. So not even dealing with it. Rather than just coming to a slightly more neutral place and thinking, okay, maybe just pull it back a little bit. There needs to be more balance ultimately here in your connection. There really does. If it's to work. Okay, but let's just get a couple more cards of information. We'll bring through some specific messages here. Let's see what's going to happen for you and your person. Okay. Wish fulfillment. Intense. Extreme. I mean, yeah. Pluto. Whoa. Okay. Avoid this energy. Discipline. Traditional and don't force it. Okay. Now these three I feel like are all very similar energies. They're all very much aligned because these are two words I would describe Pluto as being extreme and intense, but also transformational, deeply emotional. So again, that is running very strongly through your connection. Okay, so if that's something you're wondering, do they feel the same way about me as I do about them? Yes, you both feel as intensely and as strongly for one another. Okay, that is something that's come through very clearly. Okay, but I do feel your relationship is going through a transformation as well. So I do feel like there's a lot of, maybe you even feel like on a personal level, like you're both going through transformations, like after meeting each other. But yes, in order for you to make it work, you would have to have a lot of discipline. Okay, there's something about discipline that's coming through here. And discipline is obviously what we need to use when we don't have willpower or motivation, because those two things are not always consistent. But discipline is pushing through anyway, deciding, this is what I want to achieve, even though I don't want to do it, I'm going to do it because I know it's going to benefit me later. And so I feel like, again, in terms of your relationship, there would need to be a level of that, like the consistency, the consistent communication, or being disciplined enough to maybe to avoid other people in the connection, to just be focused on each other. Okay, if somebody has an issue with dating multiple people, being a player of some kind, they may need to use discipline instead of their willpower. Okay, or I just feel like there's a lot about you. You would both need to be being consistent, disciplined to ultimately make this work. It's not going to come as naturally to you to make the relationship work. But again, it's whether you feel the emotion, the love, the care, the symbiosis that you have between one another is enough, knocking the mic, enough for you to make it work ultimately. We've also got don't force it. Okay, so yeah, you can't force this connection to be something you need it to be. And you can make adjustments, but it can't be forced. Like, so if you feel like you're trying to force it, because also with Pluto, there can be a lot of extremities and also obsession. This could even be quite an obsessive relationship. Okay, you may even be quite obsessed with each other at the moment. So that may be something that also needs to be eased into so it doesn't become unhealthy in some way. So again, not forcing it to be something that it needs to be, or almost in a particular timing as well, not pressurizing it. But we've also got to avoid this energy, okay? But I feel like, especially as I've placed it here on these cards, which I didn't think of, I never think about it initially when I lay out the message cards, but they always seem to synchronize where I place them afterwards. I'm like, oh, this makes sense here. Intuition is always working for us. But yeah, I feel like avoiding the energy of stepping back and being afraid. Like if you do decide to go for this with one another, you need to release fear, okay, and avoid the feeling, the need to retreat, the need to be emotionally closed, the need to withdraw, okay. Now this could also be about avoiding being traditional in some sense. So maybe this would be some type of unconventional connection, and that may be the only way that this could really work. Okay, so maybe that's something you discussed previously, or maybe, yeah, there's something about your connection that would be not the usual. So, yeah, that's what I'm feeling is coming through with this. Like, I don't feel like you would be a traditional couple. So, I don't feel like following tradition is necessarily a good thing, but obviously take that if it resonates or not. But then we also have the wish fulfillment card. So, I do feel like there is that chance. There is a chance you're going to have that, I don't want to say happy ever after. I mean, I would love to say that. Well, I did say that, so we could just go with it. Who doesn't want a happy ever after? But obviously having a level of realism to it as well, using a combination of logic as well as dreaminess, okay? But I do feel like there is a possibility for you two to be truly happy together. But again, it's going to be very tough. That's my sense. So it's whether you feel like the connection, whether you both feel like you can do this ultimately. So that really is down to you. But whether there is the opportunity for another chance, yes, I do. I absolutely do feel that there is an opportunity. I don't feel that this relationship is over. Okay, there's too much unfinished business. And I feel at the very least you're going to be communicating more in the very near future. Okay, I'm just going to get a time frame for that as well for you, for the communication. If you're not in communication, obviously. If you are in communication, then you can obviously disregard this. Okay. So, yeah, I'm just going to use the number and the astrology, the signs dice. Okay, we've got Capricorn and we've got the number 8. Okay, it could be in Capricorn season. Okay, Capricorn, the next following Capricorn season, we've got the number 8, could be 8 days, weeks, months, hopefully not years, that would be a very long time, but who knows with timing. Could be the 8th of the month, or could be at 8 a.m., 8 p.m. I just heard the planetary hour of Capricorn as well, but I know most of you probably don't check the planetary hours, but I've actually got a widget on my phone that tells me the planetary hour. So if you guys are into that, it might be that it comes through, in Capricorn hour and Saturn hour. What else? Or when the moon is in Saturn, when the moon is transiting Saturn, just came to me then. So there it is. I really hope that this resonates with you, Group 1. If you did enjoy this, please like the video and comment below how it resonated. Would love to have your feedback. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, the link to my website is below. I do hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye for now. Okay, group number 2. Let's take a look at whether this relationship, this connection is truly over, or whether you will get a second chance at a new beginning. Okay. So I was just thinking for a second. I was wondering, was this the same card as group 1's? But no, I remember it was the two of wands. Okay, so we've got the 3 of wands here. So yes, let's take a look. Yeah, I'm going to use this deck first. Okay. Will there be a second chance for the 2 of you? Or is this relationship truly over? Will there be a second chance? Or is the relationship truly over? Between worlds, okay. Come to the edge. These 2. Thinker and then peace, okay. Will there be a second chance? Oh, I can't pick this card up. Hold on. Okay. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of quiet here at the moment. Okay, so I don't know whether you're in no contact at this moment, but I do see things being very peaceful though, which is nice. It's like a sense of tranquility here. So maybe things have calmed. Maybe there was an argument, or I feel like there was a lot of pent up frustration previously, but it may be that there's been enough time now for things to just settle down a little bit. But I do feel like someone here is feeling very stuck, okay, between two different places, people, situations, okay? Now, this could be you or them, but it may become clearer as we continue moving forwards who that is. But I'm seeing definitely a sense of feeling torn. Because even here, we've come to the edge. You know what? I actually feel like this is both of you. Like you both feel torn about each other. Because I feel like someone here as well, like you both are wanting to come together, but then you're also wanting to stay apart. And there's a lot of thinking going on. And I feel like this is you thinking more so, group two. I feel like you're really taking time to consider this connection, whether this is a worthwhile connection, whether this is the right connection for you. Now, it may be because you feel like this person, I feel like your person shuts you out, group two. I feel like they shut you out, they close the door. Now, they may have done it in a peaceful way, or maybe they think that it was a peaceful way, but maybe they just ghosted. Okay, they may have just disappeared without an explanation. And maybe they thought, yeah, I get the sense with this person, they thought that may be the best thing to do. But then I see you feeling like that wasn't the right thing to do at all. Like this just has put me in a tailspin. I don't know what to think. I don't know how you really feel. I don't know where I stand. And this is where I feel like this is you being torn between, like, maybe even feeling in one sense, you feel relieved and that you can look towards the future now and that you can see that there are other opportunities. But then at the same time, feeling pulled back towards this person. Because then it feels like there's this dark cloud hanging over your head. Even if you're having fun, like I feel like you can be a really carefree person, like you almost I get this social butterfly energy from you. Or, you might be somebody that likes to communicate a lot, or like you just like to keep busy. You like to be doing things. You don't like to be sat still, stagnant for too long. And it just feels like this energy kind of weighs you down a little bit here, group two. But maybe it's like the decision about this person is weighing you down. Okay, right, we'll leave them there for a second. Let's see. Yes, I'm going to look now at star codes. Let's take a look. Is this over, or is there a second chance for the two of you? Okay, we've got two here. I'll read them in a sec. Let's just grab one more. Okay. So we've got empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours, earth school, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning, and then portal, doors are opening, you decide, rewards, wildcard. So yeah, I really feel like you are in deep contemplation about this, deeply considering what do you want to do, even if this person closed the door on you, even if you didn't feel like you got to say your piece. I still feel like you're in that place of, even if they return to me, or even if the opportunity does present itself, do I even want it? Maybe that's why you're here as well, because you want to know, is it even going to happen? Are we even going to have a chance to come back together? Is it even worth my time to think about anymore? Okay, because maybe it's something that you are struggling to let go of intellectually, but you're wondering, is it worth your time to do? But I also feel like there's a lot of lessons that you two have learned by being connected. And I feel like it may even be that there are some more lessons to be gained here, or to learn moving forwards. I'm picking up a lot of Sagittarian energy here. So one of you or both of you may have some Sagittarian placements. It could even be a long distance connection. Okay. That could also be what an obstacle or issue is, that there is a distance between you. But I feel like you are very empathically connected to each other. So you are picking up on each other's emotions, and I feel like you are passing them on to each other. So if you've been feeling lately like emotions just flow over you or into you and they feel like they come from nowhere, you may be picking up on what your person is feeling. Okay, because it doesn't even matter how far of a distance there is between you. It's about how strong the bond is. There's been so much evidence connected to telepathy, people being on different continents, different time zones, but then instinctively knowing that something was happening to a loved one, on the other side of the world. There are countless stories, people recounting these things. So it's true. And I feel like this is something you have with this person. Like you just know. And you won't know in the moment that you know necessarily. But when you speak to this person, if you speak to this person, I feel like you'll gain a little bit of clarity there. But yeah, I feel like this is something to just be aware of as well, like that dark cloud, because you may even feel like, I don't even know why I feel bad today. Like nothing's happened, there's no trigger, like everything's going well, but why do I feel down? Why do I suddenly feel emotional? Why do I XYZ? Whatever emotions come up, I feel like you are picking them up from your person. And I do feel like they pick yours up as well. Okay. It makes it a lot easier though when you start to realize what's yours and what's not. I've realized that myself with even physical pains, but personally, my body will give me physical pain symptoms based on certain connections. Okay, so I will feel different pains, and before I was spiritually awake, I was always just thinking, oh my God, what's wrong with me? But I realized then that it's usually pains as well that go quickly. They go as quickly as they come. And they're usually like pinching or super painful in the moment, but then they disappear. They're not ones that are consistent, obviously, or chronic. And it's those things. Same with emotion. It's just to note, what I've noticed as well, as soon as I start the thought process, like I had it with my tooth the other day, I just had like tooth pain just coming through. And it just came out of nowhere. And I was like, is this my actual tooth? Is there a problem here? Or is this someone thinking about me, talking about me? Or is this a message from the beyond? Is there something going on? And just me questioning it, toothache went, disappeared, didn't return. So anyway, you could say it's a coincidence, but I don't believe in coincidences. So there it is. Anyway, let's get some more information here. Is this connection truly over? Or will there be a second chance for the two of you? We've got the attachment card in reverse. Is this connection truly over, or will there be a second chance for the two of you? All tied up. Interesting. Both of these cards on either side, like I do feel that you have actually let each other go. Like you've let go of the attachment to one another. Like if you were feeling really bound to one another, I feel like you have let that go. Even though you may still have an empathic connection, I feel like there's been some kind of release lately. Now, again, maybe this is just from being quiet, from not talking to each other. That may have helped to release if you did feel very attached, codependent, or obsessed with each other. Okay, I feel like that seems to have been let go now. Okay, and that's why, again, I feel like there's peace. That makes sense, because when you're feeling tied up, when you're feeling overly attached, you don't feel at peace. You feel worried, you feel afraid of losing it, you feel trapped, you feel suffocated. So the fact that on both sides here, it's like both, there's a release. Like you both feel like you can breathe again. And again, I feel like this space between you has been a really good thing. Whether or not you end up coming back together or not is irrelevant in that respect of how beneficial I feel like this is. Okay, like you really both needed this time. Okay, so whoever instigated it, doesn't matter. I just feel like it was meant to be. And the person that did was following their intuition, whether they realized it or not. Okay, so let's see. Even though you've released the attachment, will you reunite? Will you come back together? Will you come back together for a second chance? Okay, or is this truly over? Goddess of the Moon. The third chakra, community. So again, this could denote a third party situation. With community, we've got 3 people here. But it's not clear to me. It's not clear that this is like a reconciliation, if anything. You may actually, for some of you, you might actually become friends with this person. This could be the card of friendship, you know, coming together. Like maybe you just are better off as friends. Maybe that's something you've been considering. You know what? I would rather just have them in my life than not at all. So you may actually just become friends. So for some of you, I do feel that is the case. But then it's like you feel drawn to each other again empathically, but also in terms of confidence. Like you both feel that sense of passion, that draw to one another. But then it feels like intuitively, it may not be the smartest idea. I don't know. Obviously, this is no judgment on my part. This is purely observation, okay? But it's not looking like positive coming together in the way that I would like to see it in terms of clarifying that this is you coming back together. This is not giving me back together vibes, okay? This is at the very most, at the moment, I'm feeling friendship, but I'm going to get some tarot here, okay? Let's see. Is there a second chance for the 2 of you to come back together, to be together, or is this truly over now? Okay, we've got the 5 of Wands. 7 of Cups. There's so many other people involved here, I feel, okay? There are people on both sides interfering. Now, not directly or purposefully interfering, but just being in each other's lives. I just feel like there's a lot of people on both sides. You may both be dating multiple people, or it may be friendships or family members, other people that have potential issues. Okay, we've got the Page of Coins. Interesting. We've got the 3 of Cups, which is the same card here, but it's now reversed. I'm still not seeing a reconcile, okay? I feel like there is going to be a break in the no contact. I do feel like you're going to talk again, okay? But I'm not seeing anything denoting you actually being together in a relationship, okay? It could be a love triangle. Like that could be where you already are, but it could be something you enter into, okay? Of course, you've got free will. You can do whatever you like, but the chance is there. And I feel like that's what that portal was talking about. Like if you want to be in a love triangle situation, I feel like you could be. Okay, but if you're not wanting that, or you're not wanting to be friends, I feel like it may be difficult, okay? Because there's a lot of conflict here, a lot of conflict. Now, I don't know whether this is the 2 of you in the future, like having an argument, or whether this is that you won't be able to let go if there were things that were said in the past that can't be let go of now. Could be. It's like there could be too much water under the bridge, too much frustration, too many obstacles. And I just feel like there's other options. I just see something about other options coming through. Now, it may be as well that like there's someone better for you. Okay, maybe somebody better for them, but I'm talking to you, group 2. Okay, and I feel like, yeah, it may be that this is divine protection and that you are meant to be connected to somebody else. But I'm going to get some fishbowl messages to clarify. Okay, let me just pull a few here, whether you will get back together, whether you will make it work, whether you will go your separate ways. Is it truly over? Okay. Okay, we've got the 11th house. And the 11th house represents friends, okay? Friendships, groups of people. So, yeah, I feel like definitely, if that's something you're wondering, I definitely feel like you could be friends, okay? But this could also be like social media friends. 11th house can be social media because it rules technology, okay? So it could be that you just remain like being friends or following each other or something like that on social media, okay? And not getting as close in that respect. We've got fix and take control of what you can. Level up. 555 on your mission. Now the 555 could be a message, number synchronicity you've been seeing a lot lately. Birds, you could be seeing a lot of birds as well. I mean, like pictures of birds or birds actually in real life, unusual ones coming up to you, or even just behaving strangely. Okay, we've also got wolf. Okay, you might be seeing wolf symbology here. And then we've also got no effort on your mission, low self-esteem, manifesting generator, practical joker. Yeah, I just feel like for you, group 2, and I'm sorry that this may not be what you want to hear. I appreciate that, but I'm always going to be honest with what I see and what I feel. And I just feel like there is better for you, though, quite honestly, with level up. I feel like you are leveling up, group 2. Like you are on this journey of self-improvement. Like I feel like you're in this place where you're just focusing on improving every area of your life. You know, you're improving your health. Like you may be focused more on what you're putting into your body and the energy you're expending, you know, where you're putting your time and energy, focusing on your career, focusing on your outer appearance, focusing on your home improvements, things like that. I just feel like there's this overall energy of you leveling up and then you meeting somebody that is more on that level. Okay, now maybe this is that you've been working very hard on low self-esteem. Okay, so if you know you've got low self-esteem issues, this is like your mission to move out of that place of low self-esteem. And I feel like you're already on that path. And especially if you've been feeling that lately, group 2, you've been feeling this need to move, to change, to shake up your life in some way for the better. I feel like this is what the universe is guiding you towards in terms of your intuition, following your intuition. Because there is something better. There is someone better than this connection, I feel like, that is going to be more compatible for you. And I feel like this number 5 as well is representing change. Okay, it's representing change and freedom. And I feel like this is you, even in terms of being a wolf, being a leader in some way. Maybe you're feeling guided to lead other people, okay? Or even just to lead yourself, and then naturally other people will follow you. Okay, because I don't like the term lone wolf either, because wolves aren't alone as a whole. They are pack animals, okay? But there'll always be a leader at the front and there'll always be a protector at the back. And that's the same with all pack animals, whether prey or predator. And I feel like you're the one in the front, okay? You've got people there following you, and then you've got somebody at the back there protecting you, okay? And I feel like at the moment you've got spiritual protection that is backing you at this time, okay? It is backing you up on this new journey. You are meant to be in the front, okay? Moving forwards, manifesting new things into your life, but also generating things, okay? So we put our manifestations out there into the universe. We think about ultimately what we want first in terms of manifesting. We think about it, we visualize it, we do whatever we can. You know, there's so many different ways, of course, we manifest, or we try to. But manifesting and then putting in the work, because you can't just manifest and then do zero. You have to then work at it, work at achieving those goals, okay? And things will start to happen for you. And I feel like this is your time to actually start leveling up, focusing on what you can control and not what you can't. And it feels like in terms of this connection, it just feels like it's too challenging to make it work in terms of romantically at this moment. Now, it's not to say this is never going to happen. I can never say never. Okay, and who knows what's going to happen in 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now. But at this moment in time, I don't feel like it's happening in terms of the two of you coming back together. Okay, I do feel like this is your opportunity to move forwards, to level up. And now I don't know what the practical joker is about. Okay, so maybe that's to do with the friendship. Okay, if you do feel like this is somebody you could be friends with, like maybe they are somebody that is, more of a practical joker, like they might be somebody that likes to jump out at you. I'm seeing somebody like jump scaring, like they may be that type of they may have that type of sense of humor. Maybe they like to watch it, or maybe you watch like Practical Jokers together. I don't know. But I don't know why Practical Jokers coming through. But again, it may be that that's just more of the energy of your connection, and that you could actually just really make each other laugh and be, positive influences in each other's lives, but without being too involved on a romantic level. Okay. So that's what I see, group 2. I hope that this was the answer that you needed, but I understand if it wasn't the answer you wanted. But as you know, I will be upfront with what I see and what I feel. So feel free to share in the comments if it made sense for you. And please like the video if you did enjoy this reading today. Okay, I do hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye for now. Okay, group number 3. Let's take a look at whether this relationship is over or whether there will be a second chance for a new beginning. Okay, so let's take a look. Group number 3. So the person that's on your mind, will there be a second chance for the two of you, or is this relationship truly over? Okay, we have co-create, Treasure Island, Unfinished Symphony, and then the Thinker card. Okay. One sec. Just flip these around the wrong way. Okay. So, immediately, this does feel like there is going to be a second chance, okay? With Unfinished Symphony, co-create, Treasure Island. Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like there's unfinished business between the two of you. Okay, I do. I feel like, I don't know, maybe the situation was left with no closure. Okay, maybe one of you ghosted the other, or just didn't give the other clarity, or there's something that seems like it's been left unsaid or confusing. Okay, and I do feel like there's going to be a chance for that clarity to be brought. Okay. I don't know why I'm really drawn to say it's something about animals. Now, I don't know whether you have a very strong, like, animalistic attraction to each other, or whether you bond over animals. Maybe you've talked about animals before or something. But I'm seeing like the cat, I'm seeing like leopard print coming through here. Someone might like to wear leopard print, okay, or has like leopard print case, phone case, I don't know. But I'm seeing the print here, but maybe even talking about cats, or maybe even big cats. Someone could also be a Leo. I'm picking up, big Leo lion energy. Okay. But I also feel like somebody might be very musical. Somebody may play a musical instrument. Guitar, piano specifically is coming through. Keyboard. Or maybe they like to listen to that type of music. I'm seeing something to do with like classical music. Something traditional. Okay. But let me see. Let's get some more information here in terms of you coming together. I also feel like, is it somebody's birthday? Because I'm seeing all like the bunting here, like somebody being at a party recently. So it could be a birthday party. Maybe you've seen a picture of them at a party or something, or maybe there's like a planning of a birthday coming up. But I'm definitely seeing like something about celebration here. Oh yeah, I'm going to look at the Star Seeds deck first before I look at the Energy Oracle. Is there a chance for the two of you to come back together? Okay, so we've got Earthed, All Paths Lead Home, and Inner Earth. Interesting, a lot of Earth energy. So you could also be Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay. But also Cancer, the sign of Cancer is coming through here. Could be someone's Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Mercury. So we've got Cancer, we've got Libra there, we've got Leo, and we've got the Earth signs. Okay, so these might be important significators for you. But there's something about you feeling at home with one another. Like, I feel like there's something about that draws you to one another, okay? But I also feel like maybe you had a very similar upbringing or similar childhood or something. Like maybe you were able to bond over your upbringings, okay? Something similar about your childhood or where you lived or where you went to school. I don't know. There's something here I feel like kind of connects you in some way, connects you to the past, but even as well as in the present moment. But then I feel like one of you is running away from this. The other one isn't running away, but they are like in a bubble. Okay, like this person here sat in this bubble, like thinking about it, but not making any moves. Okay, and I feel like the other person is like turned away because this person is like in this bubble. So I don't know whether that's you or them. Someone's running away because the other person isn't willing to engage. Or, yeah, I don't know. I feel like this might be you dipping in and out, feeling like you want to almost find out why you're in the bubble. Like, why don't you come out of the bubble? But it's like this person is like, I just want to stay here. This is where it feels safe to me. So there's something that they feel is unsafe in your connection. So whether they feel like it's unsafe to love or unsafe to open their arms to you, like this person feels like they're quite like there's an avoidance here, like so they may be avoiding trying to reconnect with you, but I don't feel like they want that. I feel like they do want to actually reconnect with you, but there's a part of them as well that feels like they don't fit in some way, like whether that's in society or maybe they think they wouldn't fit in with you or fit in with your life, or like your lives wouldn't mesh well together or something. But I feel like this person is making so many excuses up because I feel like ultimately deep down they're afraid of getting into something deep. And I feel like they're just coming up with excuses as to why it can't work. Whereas I feel like you are more inwardly focused at points. You can be very outwardly focused towards them, but I feel like you're able to see things on a more realistic level. Okay, this person, I feel like your person may be in a bit of a fantasy world a little bit. Now, for some of you, they may actually have drug and alcohol issue. Okay, that won't be for everybody, but for some of you, I do feel like they may use those substances in order to escape. Okay, because I feel like they don't like to be in their feelings, or they don't like to be too much up in their head, and they may have struggle in terms of coping, okay, and they may lean on unhealthy things to cope. But for some of you, this might just be in terms of fantasy, like they go up into their own fantasy, dreamy imagination world where everything is great, with this treasure island, everything's just how they want it to be, everything's rosy, everything's wonderful. So it's like they don't want to deal with what the real reality of the situation is, whereas I feel like you're more ready to face things head on. I feel like you're thinking about things very hard, but I feel like you're actually considering, how would it work in real life? Yeah, how would our lives enmesh? Like, would it tangibly work? What would I physically need to do to bring us together? What would I need to sacrifice and compromise on? What am I willing to sacrifice and compromise on? I feel like all of these things are present for you. I feel like you're focused on all of these things, deeply assessing whether it could truly work. And maybe this is even about where you live, if there's a distance between you, because this home energy keeps speaking to me. So you may be wondering, like, would I need to move to be with them? Would they need to move to be with me? Or, would we get a house together? I feel like you're thinking more, along the lines of how could this work in a practical sense? Whereas they are feeling, they're more in, like I said, the fantasy world. And they're enjoying where they are in terms of the fantasy world, but when they come back down to reality, it's more of a shock for them. Okay, so I feel like they're almost trying to stay in this bubble. And if they're ignoring you right now, this is why. Okay, because it's like they want to stay in this happy bubble. They don't want to deal with what the truth really is at this moment, or think about the practical things. Something about that scares them. So this person may actually have a fear of commitment, or they may even be committed elsewhere. Okay, for some of you, that may be the case. But let's see. Is there going to be a second chance for you two to get back together, or is this it? Is this over between the two of you? Financial constraints. Okay. Happy family. Will you get back together? Will you make it work? So it could also be finances, something to do with your financials. Now, someone is going through financial difficulties. Okay, but then it's strange because we've got the financial difficulties and the woman holding a coin. Maybe that's something you're thinking about. Okay, you're wondering, would we actually be would our situation be financially viable? Would we actually work in that practical sense? Okay, or maybe you're wondering, like, do I have enough money? Maybe you think that this person has more money than you. Or you could be worried, like I said, that this person's going to spend your money. Could even be if you feel like this other person is irresponsible with money. You could feel like they're going to spend your money. Or maybe you feel like you won't be compatible in a financial sense. I don't know why else that's come through. But then we've also got the happy family, which could denote that this person may have a family outside of your connection. Obviously, I don't mean the family they've been born into, but of course we all have a family we're born into. But this could be their own children that they have. They could have like a whole other family life going on here, which could be also what keeps them from physically moving towards you at this moment, especially if you are the more independent, free one. Or maybe you're both. You could both actually be with other people. Okay, that's a possibility. But for some of you as well, it could even be, like I said, the family they were born into. But maybe that, again, that's how you were bonded, how you came together. Or, yeah, I don't feel like it's a block, though, in that respect. But let's just see. Is there a chance for you to come back together? Will you come back together? Or will you stay apart? Is this relationship over? Okay, we've got the Storm warning card reversed. The heart chakra reversed. It's hard because I'm not seeing as much movement here. I feel like maybe there's more movement on your side, like you may be more willing to cooperate, but I feel like your person is, like I said, they don't want to deal with their emotions. Okay, they do not want to deal with the feelings they have right now. Now, I do feel for some of you, they really have strong feelings, okay? And that may be why that they're pushing you away. Okay, but for others of you, I feel like they won't even allow themselves to connect with you on that level, okay? Like they want to remain away. Like they feel like they need to keep a distance here because they're afraid. Like it's like, I just had like letting the cat out of the bag. And I never say that phrase either. So yeah, that was definitely a channeled message. They don't want to let the cat out of the bag. Obviously, and the cat's there, so interesting. They may have cats, they may have like cat-like energy, I don't know. But they are afraid of something. Maybe they're afraid of the truth coming out. They may have been deceptive with you, holding certain things back. So they may be afraid of the truth coming to light. Okay, or yeah, they're afraid of a storm. They're afraid of something happening between the two of you. Yeah, they're afraid of you coming together. But I feel like they wouldn't feel afraid if they didn't feel like this was an intense connection. Because obviously if they were indifferent, they didn't care about you, didn't find you attractive or any of those things, it wouldn't even be a storm for them, would it? They wouldn't even notice you. So the fact that that's there, I feel like, and the fact that they're having to escape a lot, I feel like just shows how into you they have been or how into you they feel they could be. But it's whether they're allowing themselves to go there, and that's the issue. But let's just see. Is this over? Still not given full clarity that it's fully over. And I don't know, I just sense that there is a bit more to come here, but let's just see. Is there going to be more to come between the two of you? Is there going to be a second chance, or is this truly over between you? 4 of Swords. Whoa, 10 of Swords. Okay. We've got a dog there as well. Again, more animals coming through. Black dog. And then more animals here. We've got bunnies. We've got a baby. The world. I mean, I feel like nothing's going to happen for a little bit, okay? I feel like there is more to come and there is a new cycle, but I don't feel like it's yet, okay? I feel like things I feel like there's nothing happening. Four of Swords is like no, nothing, no communication, no nothing, right? I feel like that's going to continue. But then look, Ten of Swords, this is like the worst, like feeling mentally, you know, when you feel drained, you feel betrayed, stabbed in the back. It's a really harsh energy. And I don't know why that's coming through here. But I mean, again, if there is a third party involved here, it could be that there's a connection to that. Like maybe they feel betrayed. Maybe something, like the truth. They may be too worried about betraying somebody here, betraying you, betraying another person. Yeah, I feel like this person is riddled with guilt. I mean, and guilt is good that they feel that, especially if they know that they're doing something wrong. It shows that their heart is in the right place. But I just feel like, yeah, they're really afraid. They're afraid of hurt. They're afraid of, I feel like, hurting everybody all round. But the Empress here shows growth. Okay, it's Venusian energy. It's beauty. It's relationship. It's love. It represents mothers, but also children. So yeah, again, there's a lot about children coming through here. So I wouldn't be surprised if there are children. For some of you, it may even be like they may have like either children together. They may even have a pet together. Okay, and it may be that they are, you know, very tied with that pet. Okay, or tied with their finances if they live together, whether they're married. I don't know. But there's too many children and animal significators coming through here, and lots to do with other people coming through here, even in this world card. But the world represents brand new cycles, brand new karmic cycles. So even though I feel like there's unfinished business here, I feel like something new is on the horizon for the two of you. And I feel like that's probably needed from what is coming through here, because it all does look very confusing. It all looks like it's all over the place. It's not, again, grounded in reality. And again, maybe on your side, it's becoming more so that way, or it is, but certainly on their side, they're too up in the clouds. They're too wishy-washy, not really thinking about what's ahead. Okay, but again, this hasn't been a very clear pile, but that may be for good reason. Okay, but let's just get some more clarity, please. Is the relationship over, or will you get a second chance to be together in some way? Will you get a second chance to be together in some way, or is this over? You've got the King of Coins, the Lovers, King of Swords reversed, Six of... Okay. So I do feel there is a chance, and that came through initially when I saw those first four cards, okay? But I do feel this confirms it, okay? Six of Cups shows a reconciliation. So I do feel you will come back together. Now, whether you will make it last or long term, time will tell, okay? But I do feel there's going to be, there's an unfinished business. I do feel you're going to connect again. Now, there's a couple of different storylines coming through to me here, okay? One being that if your person is with somebody else, they may actually exit that situation, leave the other person, and then come to you, okay? Because we see there's a split here. And then King of Swords, which is like being very harsh. It might be a very cutthroat split. But the other storyline that's come through to me is that this is you. Like, they are the ones that split with you. They cut things off. They remove themselves, maybe again in a very harsh way. Maybe they're even like, they could even be the type of person that will say something really mean, but not because they mean it, but because they want you to stay away from them. Okay, because they may not feel like they can control themselves if they're to be too nice to you, or if things are to go well. So it's almost like that type of person that would be like, oh, I'd just rather you hate me, so we stay disconnected. So it could be. So those are the two kind of storylines I'm seeing there. But regardless, I feel like it's going to result in them coming back towards you, okay? This King of Coins here as well is showing practical effort. So yeah, I do feel this person is going to come in, and they may actually buy you a gift. Because, you know, I said about the birthday, like I said, if it's someone's birthday coming up, they may, buy you a gift, or maybe to say sorry as well. That could be a way that they say sorry. It could be that their love language is gifts to show I care. It might be yours and they know that. So they may feel like they need to gift you something in order to approach you, especially if they did exit in a very abrupt or harsh way. Okay, but let's see. Get some final messages of clarity. I can see my battery is dying now, so I'll have to be quick. Okay, fishbowl messages, please. Will you get back together? I mean, we already know the answer, but I'm just going to get some final messages of clarity to see what else comes through that you need to know. Okay, oh, that's quite a lot, so we won't be able to go into too much detail. Cash flow. So yeah, again, something about cash flow, your finances, your career. Maybe that's something that you connected over. Toxic. Okay, could be. You could feel that it's somewhat of a toxic connection. Social media influencer. Okay, so one of you could be on social media, could be an influencer. Or it could even be, for some of you, I just heard you may have even had an argument over a social media influencer. Surgeon. So someone could be a surgeon or about to have surgery. Extrovert. Splenic authority. Now, this is about making decisions in the moment, not overthinking it, but just going for it, like animals do. They don't have their prefrontal cortex developed. They don't have those thought streams of, should I do X, Y, and Z? If I do this, this will happen. If I do this, they just instinctively move. This is the direction I'm going in, and they just move. And so I feel like this is your person. Okay, I don't feel like that's you. I feel like you are more of a, like I said, you will strategize, calculate, assess risks, take your time. Whereas this person, I feel like, kind of just bolts. Like when they come back to you, I feel like it's not something they would have thought about or planned out. Not to say they haven't thought about coming back to you before they do, but it'll be more of again, just an instinct within them where they're like, yeah, you know what, I have to do this. Like, I just have to, I don't know, there's just like, like an internal pull. Like, say if you're walking along the street and you just feel like do I turn left or right? And it's like you just instinctively turn left, okay? And then you end up bumping into somebody you know. Just little things like that. Listening to the signs, okay? So it may even be your person sees a sign of you, thinks of you in that moment, and then reaches out to you, okay? Because it may even be, I feel like this person may feel like they need an excuse to reach out to you. So they may not reach out unless something triggers them, where they go, oh, this is interesting. I'm going to reach out to group 3 and let them know this. Or I'm going to ask them this question. Or this is the perfect opportunity for me to reach out without seeming odd or without seeming like I'm wanting too much. Okay, so we've got summer. You could have met in the summertime. It could be the summertime now that you're watching this, but we've got social, lawyer. Okay. But something about the summertime is very clear. Like I said, you either met in the summer, maybe this is when things ended even between the two of you. But you're one step away from your dream. Maybe you're even watching this in the springtime. Obviously, this is a timeless reading, so it doesn't matter when you're watching this, it's when it's meant for you. But yeah, it could be that you're one season away from coming together. But yeah, you're one step away. You're very close. I do feel that there is a chance, 100%. That's come through very clearly. Okay, for you to come back together. And you're much closer than you realize you are. Okay, but I do feel like they will come to you. But again, they will reach out when they feel the time is right. Okay, or when something triggers them. Again, whether they want to ask your advice, whether they want to share something with you, something that they feel like is important enough to reach out. Even though you may be like, just reach out. You don't need to have something important to say, but it's something to do with this person's pride or their ego, where they feel like they'll only reach out if they feel like, yeah, they have something important to say. Maybe that's like covering their back, just in case you, like if they just reached out and said, hi, how are you? Like maybe they're worried that you would just ignore that. So they may feel like they need to give something extra to make you feel more intrigued to actually respond to them. Okay. And then we've got, lawyer. So someone could be a lawyer. Could be that they're dealing with legal matters. Okay, that could also be something that, they're focused on. It could be something that you're focused on at this moment. And then social. So I feel like both of you actually are becoming, or maybe not becoming social, maybe you're already quite social, but something about you being socializing with other people at the moment, but then coming together and being social. So this may be like, maybe you've got mutual friends, or maybe you'll come together in like a friendship group. I'm seeing you and this person with other people. Like I'm seeing you in a room with like lots of other people. So, and I feel like oh my God, it's like the party energy again. Yes, some of you might actually run into this person at a party, okay? Or at a bar or restaurant or somewhere that you're not expecting. You might actually run into this person. somewhere where you're being extroverted or when they're being extroverted. Like, I just feel, yeah. Or again, it might be the party. Maybe you even post a photo or something and that inspires them to reach out, or vice versa. I don't know. But it's like being social and extroverted. It's bringing forth new energy. Okay. I do feel that there is this opportunity. It's going to happen. Okay. So that's what I see for you, group 3. I really hope that this resonates, and please give the video a like if it does. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, the link to my website is below. I do hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye for now.